If you're like many of the women who follow me, then I'm guessing you probably feel some shame about your alcohol use. You don't like the way you drink, the amount you drink, what happens when you drink. And one of the reasons that you feel that shame about it all is because there's this belief inside you that you're not normal, that everyone else is controlling their drinking. Everyone else seems to be able to stop before things get messy. You think it's just you that has this secret problem. Perhaps you don't know anyone else who has the kind of life that you have and yet drinks in the way that you do. Maybe you have a good job with responsibilities and deadlines that you always meet, or you're a carer or you've got young kids and everyone's always well looked after, the kids get to school on time and dinner's on the table. So to the outside world, you, your house, your life, it all looks pretty great. But what no one knows is that every night, or most nights, you drink more than you want to. You drink wine in your kitchen whilst cooking, or whilst tidying up, or watching TV. Sometimes you fall asleep in front of the TV. Sometimes you do drag yourself to bed. Perhaps no one knows about your drinking because you always push through the next day, the hangover. You still take care of everything that you're supposed to. Or maybe it's just your partner who knows because they do see what happens. But even they don't know everything because actually you hide some of your drinking from them. No one talks about this kind of drinking. When you're making chit chat at work, no one just casually drops into the conversation the fact that they have got a killer hangover on a Tuesday morning because they stayed up late the night before drinking and listening to sad music on their own at home alone last night. Obviously, no one talks about that. No one mentions that their Saturday was actually a complete write-off because they drank until they fell asleep and they felt so ill afterwards. Because we don't talk about this stuff, you will automatically end up paying close attention to other people's drinking when you do see it. You'll always be looking for clues, whether you realise it or not. And your brain is going to make up stories about other people and how normal they are and how you aren't normal. And I was thinking about this because we are in Christmas party season and this is a prime time for this kind of story making to happen. So let's say you go to an event, maybe it's your work Christmas do, and you end up sitting next to Annie from accounts, let's say, and she has one glass of wine, or maybe two really small glasses. And then she says, "Oh, no more for me, thanks." And she heads home shortly after. And I can remember being in this situation and you're watching her drink out of the corner of your eye and your brain is exploding just a little bit. Because you're thinking, how on earth can she be satisfied after having so little? You're already thinking about whether it's too soon to go back to the bar. You think she's so normal and you aren't. Here's what I want you to know about our friend Annie from accounts. Women like her come to work with me all the time. Because what you don't know about Annie is that she's going to leave the party, go home and sink a bottle of wine before she goes to bed. She just doesn't like drinking in public where she feels watched and observed. She wants to keep her guard up and stay in control, always create the right impression. So she likes to leave parties early enough to be able to swing by the shops on her way home and pick up a bottle so that she can drink at home alone in the way she really wants to. I want you to see that you don't know how much other people really drink. You have no idea what goes on behind closed doors. No idea. Because if you're so good at hiding what happens with you and your drinking, and you're so good at just faking it and pushing on through, then why wouldn't other people be as well? And right now, such a big part of your shame about your drinking comes from this belief that you're the only one, that you're the one failure, you're broken, you're different, you're not normal. And what I'm trying to show you today is that you aren't weird or different. You are having a very normal, common experience with an addictive drug that is romanticized and glamorized and normalized and presented as the solution to all your problems. So yeah, of course you're going to struggle with it, given that setup. And you are not on your own. It's just that right now, no one in your life talks about this stuff. No one wants to admit it. So you can't see that. And that is such a shame, because when you think that you're the odd one out, that there's something deeply wrong with you, well, of course you're going to be reluctant to share what's happening or get help or change. You're just going to keep trying to cut down and drink moderately again and again, even though you've tried that hundreds of times before and it frankly doesn't work out. That's why you're here, because it isn't working. The most important thing I want you to get from this video is that you are not alone and you are not abnormal. The way people drink in public is going to look very different to how they drink at home. And trust me, there are thousands and thousands of other women who are drinking way more than they'd ever admit to in the privacy of their own homes. So just watch yourself if you have a tendency to observe other people's drinking and then make up stories about that make you feel bad, that make you feel shame, and that really keep you stuck because you keep trying to go back to moderation because you don't want to believe that there's something wrong with you. Just drop the idea that there is. There's nothing wrong with you. You're in good company. There are so many people having this exact same experience that you are having in the privacy of your kitchen, your living room, wherever it is that you do most of your drinking. So let me know in the comments if you are good at hiding your drinking and if you drink differently in public than how you do at home, because I suspect there might be a difference there. Let me know, and I hope you have a great week.